guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Caira and I am a leasing agent here in Chicago. I make videos all about Chicago, apartments, and a little bit of Trader Joe's. And today's video is all about, does it make more sense for you to live alone or to move in with a roommate? I get this question a lot, and I feel like this is something that people don't fully understand on what makes the most sense for them financially. And so because I've worked with a ton of roommates and I've worked with a bunch of people who have moved into their own studios or one bed, I thought that I would break this all down in one video so for you to be able to have all of the cohesive information in one place and to be able to understand what works best for you. That being said, I am a leasing agent with Compass. My full-time job is that I help people find their dream apartments in the city. I've helped so many of you guys find your apartments, which has been so cool. So if you are looking for an apartment in Chicago, feel free to fill out the job form link in my description box. I am always taking on new clients and I would love to be able to help. Also, if you are new here, feel free to hit that big red subscribe button. I post a video every 3 days and I'd love for you to follow along. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, I have my computer here with some statistics because I wanted to make sure I was giving the best and most accurate information. What is kind of tough is we've been pulling information for over 6 months now to kind of be able to track this to see what our average price is at. But keep in mind, I really specialize in doing the professionally managed buildings. So this won't necessarily include as many of your walk-ups or landlord owned units. I really focus on doing professionally managed buildings for quite a few reasons, but if you want to hear some landlord horror stories, I have 2 entire YouTube videos all about Chicago apartment horror stories that you can go and check out. But these will all be based off of your professionally managed apartment complexes. So I am filming this video in the end of February. So I'm going to be going off of what prices are averaged at right now. And then I'll also just talk about kind of what they've been averaged at over time. But just for reference, that's when we're talking about prices are always more expensive in summer. This is going to be your current pricing. All right, so average price for a studio all throughout the city. And keep in mind, when I'm talking about all throughout the city, I am talking from Uptown to South Loop, Streeterville to Logan Square. That's kind of the area I'm working with. Again, I want to point out this is kind of a small sample size, but these are the buildings that I work with most often. And so these are really the ones that we've been tracking. There's over 200 buildings that have gone into this, but it doesn't encapsulate every rental that's ever been available in Chicago ever. All right, currently your average price for a studio in Chicago is $1,683 a month. So that's roughly what you can expect if you were looking to move to the city and would be wanting to get a place on your own. I think what really trips people up, I get so many questions of, does it make more sense for me to go out and get my own studio apartment or should I get a 2-bed with a roommate? This is where it's interesting. The average price of a 2-bed apartment, and not necessarily a 2-bed, 2-bath, just a 2-bed, is $1,639 a month. So simple math, what does that come out to? So for $44 more a month, you could be in a studio apartment that is entirely your own. When I talk to people to see if a roommate situation makes more sense for them or should they go the studio route, the 2 things I like to point out are, would you rather have entirely your own space where you're not sharing a kitchen and a fridge and a stove and a dishwasher and everything with someone else? If so, absolutely go the studio route. If you are someone who's dead set, absolutely, no matter what, I do not want my bedroom to be in the same area as my kitchen. I don't understand that, but I know it's how a lot of people feel. Then you're gonna have to go with the 2-bed route because for a 1-bed, your average price becomes so much higher. By far, if you're looking at should I get a studio or a 1-bed or should I get a 2-bed with a roommate or should I do a 3-bed with a roommate with 2 roommates, the most expensive thing you can do is get a 1-bed and not have a roommate. Average price for 1-beds right now is $2,160, and again, all throughout the city. So that is a $500 jump in average from going from studios to 1-beds. I am very much a huge proponent for studios. I always have been, I always will be. I lived in a studio and I absolutely freaking loved it. I think if you can mentally get over the idea that you don't have a separate bedroom, it saves so much money. But I do have so many clients who come to me and are looking at that studio budget and they are but I want a 1-bed for that price. And I'm you have so much more limited options. If you open it up to studios, you can look at so much nicer of places that still might be the same exact square footage that just don't have that distinct separation. But yeah, and then the last one, I have a bunch of people who are oh, should I add on a 3rd roommate? Would that make our prices better? As far as professionally managed buildings go, there aren't that many 3-beds. They are pretty rare. So because of that, the prices for 3-beds are quite a bit higher. It's not so much higher. The average price for a bedroom in a 3-bed is $1,800, again, versus $1,639 if you went with a 2-bed. So I usually recommend for people, if you are trying to go the roommate route, if you want to be in a professionally managed building, it makes more sense to just do a 2-bed and have 1 roommate versus adding on a 3rd roommate and trying to only look at 3-beds. If you are are open to like walk-ups and things, there are a lot more walk-ups that have 3 beds. But if you're someone who's like, no, I want the security of being in a professionally managed building, like a high rise with a doorman and like package retrieval and things like that, then yeah, you'd be better off looking at either a studio by yourself or a 2-bed. I find this information really interesting just because like I am literally in this mess all day, every day of like figuring out apartments and stuff. And so it's cool that we've pulled all of this info that we've been able to share. I'm gonna pop up a couple other graphs up on the screen for you to be able to take a look at, just to kind of show like this is how the prices of apartments have wavered over time. We always know summer is our most expensive time, but really it's like the end of summer, like September-ish, when prices really peaked before they started dropping back down in like October and whatnot. I highly suggest, if you've never considered it before, try and consider a studio. I seriously loved living in a studio so much. For literally $500 less a month, I think it makes so much more sense. And like studios can just be like such the epitome of like a cozy personal space that you can keep as clean or as messy as you want, because it's all yours and it's not overwhelming and like too much to clean, because it's just like the perfect amount of space. My original studio apartment is still up on YouTube. I lived in my studio in like 2016, 2017, and I loved it so much. So I have tons of videos about studios. As always, I don't care what size apartment you want. I am happy to help you find the apartment of your dreams. But that is kind of just my 2 cents. I think that it is well worth exploring and just like have an open mind to it. But if not, 2-bed with roommates, it does also make a lot of sense financially. There can be some really good deals. All right, guys, just wanted to make this quick little video. I hope this gave you some sort of like insights on what it looks like renting here in Chicago and what you should be doing if you're looking to make your next move. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. As always, that really helps me understand what kind of videos you guys are enjoying and makes it so that way I'm able to make more content that you guys love. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to comment them down below. I am always open to video idea suggestions. Just let me know what you think. And of course, go over and follow me over on Instagram. I post a ton of apartment content over there. I also answer all of my DMs, so let me know, and hit that big red subscribe button because I post a video every 3 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.